Guys, I'm going looking for the crazy and potentially deadly sea creatures that come out at night. Let's go. So guys, the first creature we found is perhaps my favourite species. This is a warty frogfish, a species of anglerfish that's famous for using a lure to catch its prey, and also for its foot-like pectoral fins that it uses to walk along the ocean floor. This one is a fantastic looking specimen, with a pink coloration that creates the perfect camouflage against the coralline algae on the surrounding rocks. Guys, I'm pretty sure this chap does not go hungry. Now, I'm also fairly certain that I met this same frogfish a few months ago at the same dive site. This one's quite big as well, at about 12 centimetres long, and he probably isn't too far off his max size. Hopefully I'll be able to find this one again soon, although given they can change colour, who knows what it will look like next time. So you don't have to go deep at all to find crazy species at night. This huge Indian lionfish was out hunting in only a few metres of water. These guys are armed with a row of dorsal spines that are packed with venom. You have to be pretty careful when swimming around these fish at night, especially given the fact that they have a nasty habit of using your torchlight to hunt. So, believe it or not, this little shrimp is actually called a Donald Duck shrimp. They do have a lot of other common names, but I'm sure you'll agree that none of them are as fun as this one. This shrimp is actually a small cleaner shrimp that attracts fish in need of a clean by waving its antennae around. Its beak-like snout supposedly aids it in cleaning the mouths and gills of its customers. So guys, the next species we found was a real treat. A sought-after species in the area and one that I have never seen before. These bizarre-looking shrimp are called tiger shrimp. They're also never usually far from their partner. Now, these small shrimps are usually very timid and are rarely seen by divers. With a max size of about 2 centimetres, they're often very difficult to find. It's best to look in the algae and sponge thickets for a chance of spotting one. This next species was another very special find. So this little guy is a mosaic boxer crab, sometimes referred to as a pom-pom crab. And these guys are pretty weird. So this crab's pom-poms actually don't belong to the crab at all. The pom-poms are in fact small anemones that the crab has picked up. The anemones are used defensively, but also gather food particles that the crab then scrapes off for its own use. We also found another one of these guys during the day, but unfortunately this one seemed to have dropped one of his anemones. You may have also noticed that this one actually seems to be holding something. These are in fact its eggs, and this is a really cool find. Now, on our way back to the surface, we came across a few other super strange critters. This is a fireworm. Now, fireworms are voracious predators that feed on both soft and hard corals, as well as anemones and small crustaceans. Like most fireworms, the bristles of this guy likely carry a powerful neurotoxin that can cause significant pain and irritation if they penetrate your skin. It seems most of the species that come out at night here pack a powerful punch. We also found what I believe is a juvenile wasp fish, and yet another species with venomous dorsal spines. These fish are almost exclusively seen at night, and tend to stay hidden during the day. Like this one, they're often found lying in the sand, and they typically feed on small shrimps and other crustaceans.
I think that's the same frogfish we found before. Yeah. Oh, it's so cold.
So we're about to do another night dive, and I'm super excited about this one because I did actually dive this site at night maybe like 2 months ago, and probably the best night dive I've ever done. There was a ridiculous amount of stuff around and loads of creatures that I've never seen before, so I'm hoping tonight's going to be just as good. The only thing we've got to be a little bit careful of though is getting in the water, because the shallows are absolutely lethal. There are black long spine urchins everywhere, but that's not the worst thing. So this ugly looking chap is a reef stonefish. Stonefish are well known for having the biggest venom glands of any fish around the globe, and direct contact with its dorsal spines that carry a potent neurotoxin can prove fatal. What makes things worse though is that given these fish hunt by, well, pretending to be a stone, they're unlikely to move if you get too close. Guys, the urchins were out in full force on this dive. These urchins are black longspine urchins, a species of urchin known for its unusually long spines that carry irritant toxins. Interestingly, the spines of these urchins can often provide refuge to juvenile fish, although we didn't see this behaviour this time round. Here is the remnants of one. And this is a different type of urchin, actually. Amongst the long-spine urchins were double-spined urchins. Now, urchins have hard round shells covered with movable spines. Their mouths are actually located underneath their round shells, whilst the spherical structure that floats around on top of the shell is actually, well, its anal sac. There were other urchins in the shallows as well, including this super bizarre looking nocturnal heart urchin. This species is covered in both long and short spines, and they're often seen emerging from or burying themselves in the sand. Other cool creatures can be seen crawling around the sand as well. This is a small cowrie, possibly a millet cowrie. Cowries have historically held significant economic and cultural significance in various cultures, with their shell the most widely used worldwide as shell money. You may have seen the shell of the larger tiger cowrie in the home of one of your older relatives. So, as before, when looking for small critters, the easiest way to find them is to first find their habitat. These crinoids, or feather stars, are a popular location for small crabs and shrimps, and are often teeming with life, including a group of crabs known as decorator crabs. So, decorator crabs decorate their carapaces, legs and rostrums by attaching living organisms and debris on Velcro-like hooks known as setae. In some cases, the attached organisms will actually continue to grow and reproduce, which is super weird. Most decorator crabs usually hide under their camouflage during the day and become active at night. But because of their heavy decoration, identifying individual species can be a real challenge. Whilst this decorator crab might look fantastic, he's actually covered himself in stinging hydroid polyps. So, this similar looking crab is a Haig's porcelain crab. This species is found almost exclusively on sea pens, which is all good and well until the sea pen decides to retract into the sand, sucking you down with it. Whilst filming the porcelain crab, something caught my eye. This, I believe, is a checkered eye mantis, a common species of spearing mantis that can often be seen crawling around the rocks in search of a meal. These spearing mantis shrimps are known for their barbed, spear-like appendages that they use for catching their prey. Mantis shrimps can strike their prey with insane speed, and I found this out the hard way a few months earlier when I decided to dangle my fingers over the hole of a much larger Lee's mantis shrimp. Now, in addition to the feather stars and the sea pens, these whip corals also provide a fantastic habitat for small reef critters. But you have to look very closely. So, this crazy looking critter is a whip coral shrimp, and he's perfectly camouflaged against the coral's polyp structure. These shrimps are absolutely tiny, never reaching lengths greater than about 1.5 centimeters, and are exclusively found on black corals, species of coral with a dark skeleton. Now, there are still thousands of critters that I've never seen before, but there are a few at the top of the hit list, and this next species is definitely one of them. This little cephalopod is a tiny bobtail squid. A very small and very charismatic squid that shines due to its symbiotic relationship with bioluminescent bacteria that live within a light organ in their mantle. They're also famous for burying themselves in the sand. Other cephalopods are active at night as well. These cuttlefish usually put on a fantastic show, and often seem to check themselves out in the camera lens, which is pretty unsurprising given they boast the largest brain-to-body ratio of all invertebrates. They can also change colour in a fraction of a second, and believe it or not, this is actually the same cuttlefish. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments section what your favourite thing we found was. See you next time.